Hello, welcome to the Southern Bible Thumper channel. In this upload, we're going to be reading 2 Kings chapter 6. And the sons of the prophets said unto Elisha, Behold now, the place where we dwell with thee is too strait for us. Let us go, we pray thee, unto Jordan, and take thence every man a beam, and let us make us a place there where we may dwell. And he answered, Go ye. And one said, Be content, I pray thee, and go with thy servants. And he answered, I will go. So he went with them, and when they came to Jordan, they cut down wood, but as one was felling a beam, the axe head fell into the water, and he cried and said, Alas, master, for it was borrowed. And the man of God said, Where fell it? And he shewed him the place, and he cut down a stick, and cast it in thither, and the iron did swim. Therefore, said he, Take it up to thee. And he put out his hand and took it. Then the king of Syria warred against Israel, and took counsel with his servants, saying, In such and such a place shall be my camp. And the man of God sent unto the king of Israel, saying, Beware that thou pass not such a place, for thither the Syrians are come down. And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of God told him, and warned him of, and saved himself there not once nor twice. Therefore the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing. And he called his servants, and said unto them, Will ye not shew me which of us is for the king of Israel? And one of his servants said, None, my lord, O king, but Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel, telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber. And he said, Go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, Behold, he is in Dothan. Therefore he sent thither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of God was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto the Lord and said, Smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. And Elisha said unto them, This is not the way, neither is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man whom ye seek. But he led them to Samaria. And it came to pass, when they were come into Samaria, that Elisha said, Lord, open the eyes of these men, that they may see. And the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw, and behold, they were in the midst of Samaria. And the king of Israel said unto Elisha, when he saw them, My father, shall I smite them? Shall I smite them? And he answered, Thou shalt not smite them. Wouldest thou smite those whom thou hast taken captive with thy sword and with thy bow? Set bread and water before them, that they may eat and drink and go to their master. And he prepared great provision for them. And when they had eaten and drunk, he sent them away, and they went to their master. So the bands of Syria came no more into the land of Israel. And it came to pass after this, that Benhadad, king of Syria, gathered all his host and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it, until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of doves dung for 5 pieces of silver. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son, and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son, that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son? And it came to pass, when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh. Then he said, God do so and more also to me, if the head of Elisha the son of Shaphat shall stand on him this day. But Elisha sat in his house, and the elders sat with him, and the king sent a man from before him. But ere the messenger came to him, he said to the elders, See ye how the son of a murderer hath sent to take away mine head? Look, when the messenger cometh, shut the door, and hold him fast at the door. Is not the sound of his master's feet behind him? And while he yet talked with him, behold, the messenger came down unto him, and he said, Behold, this evil is of the Lord. What should I wait for the Lord any longer? The previous chapter, 2 Kings 5. Naaman, a military leader of Syria, has leprosy. He finds out about Elisha and tells the Syrian king who sends him to Israel with a letter and gifts. Elisha tells Naaman to wash in the Jordan River 7 times, which heals him. Naaman offers Elisha gifts, which he refuses. Gehazi, Elisha's servant, lies to Naaman, saying that Elisha requested money and clothes from him. Elisha finds out and tells Gehazi that him and his descendants will forever be cursed with Naaman's skin condition. Gehazi's skin turns white as snow. Our current chapter, 2 Kings 6. The sons of prophets drop a tool in the Jordan River. Elisha helps them retrieve it. Syria and Israel are at war. Elisha warns the king of Israel repeatedly to avoid the Syrians. The king of Syria finds out Elisha has been advising Israel and has his troops surround Elisha. Elisha prays that the troops become blinded. Elisha then leads the Syrians to Samaria. Elisha prays that the eyes of the troops are opened, which they are. Elisha commands the king of Israel to feed and send the Syrians home. Later, the Syrians surround and extort Israel as they are experiencing a famine. A woman tells the king of Israel her horrible predicament. Okay. Summarizing 2 Kings chapter 6. Okay. So, verses 1 through 7. Okay, verses 1 through 7 details one event. So, this is an event wherever Elisha was, there is not enough room for the sons of the prophets. Okay, so they want to build in an area that's larger. They drop an axe head into the water. They're unable to find it, and Elisha retrieves it for them. To me, this sounds small, but it must be somewhat significant to be mentioned like this. So maybe it fell really deep, and Elisha was able to bring it back up. Okay, then we get to verse 8. Elisha is warning the kings of Israel repeatedly, the king of Israel. So I'd have to go back to remember exactly who the king of Israel is. But we have the king of Israel, the king of Aram, or the king of Syria right now is Benhadad. So Elisha is warning the king of Israel that the king of Syria or the king of Aram, King Benhadad, is trying to find him. So he's warning him of where to go to avoid getting caught up by the king of Aram, the king of Syria. So now the king of Aram is enraged because he's trying to catch the king of Israel. In verse 11, what he's saying, tell me which one of us is for king of Israel, because he's assuming that someone in his camp is giving direction to the king of Israel, because how else would he be able to keep avoiding my attacks? But he finds out from one of his servants that it's actually Elisha giving advice. So he sends men to capture Elisha for helping king of Israel. In verse 15, the king of Syria, his army surrounds Elisha. And instead of Elisha panicking, he says, because his servant panics. So Elisha says, don't be afraid. Okay, those who are with us outnumber the ones who are with them. And he prays that God, please open his eyes and let him see. Okay, I guess I've missed this part. Okay, I missed this part. The Lord opened the servant's eyes to see these supernatural beings, horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. So, Elisha prayed that his servant was able to see so his servant would not be afraid. So these entities that are on fire are there on Elisha's team. So, verse 18, the Arameans, again, the Syrians is the same group of people. So Elisha prays that they are struck blind, and they are struck blind. So he leads them to Samaria, and Samaria is the territory of Israel. So he leads this group of people right to the king of Israel. Then, when they get there, Elisha prays that God opens their eyes and remove their blindness, which he does. And then the king of Israel asks Elisha, can can I murk these people? So Elisha says, don't kill them. Do you kill those that you have captured with your sword and bow? So I guess he's saying, do you kill your captives? I don't know. But Elisha tells the king of Israel to feed these people who were trying to uh, hunt down the king of Israel. So the king of Israel prepares a feast for them and then sends them away. What happens in verse 24 is trifling because King Benhadad, the Syrian king who was trying to attack them before the blindness, returns to attack them again when the king of Israel is experiencing famine. And not only do they attack, they extort them. And that's what they're saying here with a donkey's head sold for 34 ounces. They're making them pay very high prices for things that they already had. So, verse 26 through 29 is a very disturbing story. The king of Israel is passing by on the wall. A woman cries out and she tells him this disturbing story, saying that her and another woman agreed to both boil and eat their children. Well, the first day she boiled her child and they both ate him, and they were supposed to boil and eat the next woman's child. And when it was the other woman's time to boil her son, she didn't. So um, that's what happened there. So now the king tears his clothes after hearing this because he's in mourning, and he is very angry with Elisha because he could have been done away with this problem if they would have just took his advice or followed through with his suggestion, but Elisha said no, feed them. So now the king of Israel is sending his troops to Elisha because now he's angry. He wants Elisha's head now. So the messenger the king sends a messenger to alert Elisha. And Elisha, by the time the messenger gets to him, Elisha already knows that the king is coming to take his life. And he's like, he tells his servant, just shut the door. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. I love you. Have a wonderful day.